Today we're going to look at another modern Trader Vic's drink called the Drunken Monkey. Trader Vic's describes this as, "We're not monkeying around with this tequila and cachaça spiked cocktail with hints of grapefruit and banana." My interest in this drink peaked around Cinco de Mayo, where I was looking for a trendy tequila cocktail and I wanted to make the Drunken Monkey. But outside of the official website and the menu, there's really no trace of this drink anywhere. I searched the internet. There were no recipes, no copycat recipes, and in fact, the only place I could find anything was from Kevin Crossman, the creator of theultimatemaitai.com. If you're not familiar with Kevin Crossman, he is one of the preeminent Mai Tai experts. Actually, he is the Mai Tai expert. His website is amazing, and he has a presentation on YouTube about the de-evolution of the Mai Tai and goes into great detail about the Royal Hawaiian Mai Tai. I'll have links to his website as well as that YouTube video in the episode description below. But here's the thing about the Drunken Monkey. We, the internet, didn't know anything about it other than the Trader Vic's description and the insights from Kevin. And when I was going to make this video about a month or two ago, I didn't have the recipe. And when I made the drink based on the menu description and Kevin's description on his website, I didn't like the drink. The menu doesn't call for lime juice, but I tested this and it needed it. And the grapefruit in it was just a little bit too much. So I reached out to Kevin a while back and he didn't know the exact recipe either. But he happened to be going to Trader Vic's in the near future and was going to try the drink again. Now fast forward a couple weeks when he shared with me what he thought the recipe was through his investigative journalism. And the day that he had shared it with me earlier, I had written down what I thought was the recipe, or at least what I thought my revised recipe would be, and they were identical. 1 ounce of tequila, 1 ounce of cachaça, half an ounce of grapefruit juice, half an ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of banana liqueur, and half an ounce of orgeat. Now I could have given myself a pat on the back, but I didn't come up with that because I'm good at coming up with recipes. I'm really not. I landed on that because a lot of Trader Vic's recipes are simple to reproduce as long as you know the basics of making balanced cocktails and, of course, the Mai Tai. And that's not a knock on Trader Vic's. Good cocktails are relatively simple and balanced. And if you're looking at the recipe on paper, they often make sense. And when you're the restaurant that came up with the most popular tiki cocktail of all time, then why not stick to what works? Instead of rushing to make this drink, I waited because I had a trip planned to Trader Vic's and I ordered it with my wife. And I didn't like it. My wife also didn't like it. But the problem is, I'd already committed myself to this video. I even bought the correct mug. I think the drink doesn't work because cachaça and tequila don't go well together. The drink has been on the menu for at least a few years, so I would assume people like it, because Trader Vic's will often swap out the drinks that aren't as popular. I'd encourage you to try this if you have all of the ingredients on hand, and I'll include what we think is the official Trader Vic's recipe in the episode's description. But since I don't love that, I'm not going to make that recipe. Now, I've said here a few times that I'm not here to fix drinks, but what I'm referring to is in real time in front of a camera. Sometimes I make things here for the first time and it is what it is. But if I have time to test a drink beforehand that looks bad or problematic, I'll try to fix it to my standards. And typically, I would just scrap this whole thing, but I'm way too deep into the Drunken Monkey, and I'm giving it one last go right here today. The drink is also served with whipped cream, and according to Kevin and my wife, who both told me this separately, the whipped cream didn't really work, mainly because of the crushed ice, but it looked pretty, so we'll still do it, but I wouldn't go to the trouble of making your own. That's what Costco's for. For this one, you'll need orgeat, banana liqueur, grapefruit juice, lime juice, and cachaça. So I'm only slightly changing this drink, and the most obvious thing is we're getting rid of tequila. So we're gonna build this in a small shaker tin with 3/8 an ounce of orgeat, 3/4 ounces of banana liqueur, half an ounce of grapefruit juice, half an ounce of lime juice, and 2 ounces of cachaça. and shake this for 10 seconds. Garnish with a bamboo leaf, some whipped cream, and some fresh lime zest. Fingers crossed. Holy shit. That's actually good. I made this drink 3 times now, and each time I changed it. This is the last time that I made an adjustment to it, and I hadn't tried it yet. And I was worried because the last time I made it a few days ago, and it was still bad. But this tastes remarkably like Dr. Barca's Fluffy Banana. I use the same Cachaça. Novafogo would taste good here as well. This is the first time I tried it with Avoir Cachaça. I wanted to bring in a little more of those wood notes from the Avoir Amberana Cachaça. Now, there are some things I did here that might seem a little bit unusual or out of place. First is the orgeat. I used small hand foods intentionally. It's milder, it has a little more of a floral note to it. It's a little bit more acidic, and I knew that this drink was going to need that acidity. Also, because Cachaça is, pretty delicate, using a homemade orgeat or Liber & Co. orgeat or something like that is, it's too intense. It creates this sort of milky consistency, and the flavor doesn't work as well with Cachaça. Also, I used 3/8 of an ounce, but that's just halfway between a quarter and a half an ounce. You could call that a heavy or a fat quarter ounce, but if you see 3/8 being used, we're just talking about right in the middle of, in this case, a quarter and a half. It's just balanced nicely with the grapefruit and the lime. Orgeat is not really that noticeable, but you're really tasting the Avoir Cachaça. It's really highlighting the Cachaça. That's it for this one. I'm Derek. This is Make and Drink. I'm blown away that this actually worked. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel, and otherwise, see you on the next one.